not a scientist. I'm not an expert in football. I'm not an expert in football measurements. I can't put on football. So goddamn hard about holding on to it.
Welcome to the Fantasy Millionaires. We got stacks. We got cash. It's week 8. Horrible Monday night game.
Oh,
what is going on, Papa Pops?
Oh, man, I got to tell you, Tom Brady looking old, looking sacked. Oh,
Giants D's pretty good too.
Yeah.
I'm not going to surprising game so far.
I put them in some of my DFS lineups tonight. Let's check the old DraftKings slot machine. See what we're winning $4. I was winning 35 earlier. No, as the cookie crumbles, my cash floats away. But I did get my $100 double up in this weekend, and so I feel good about that at least.
Nice, yeah. Cash has been a little bit ash lately. Yeah,
trash or ash?
Maybe both. Yeah, ash and trash. I note to self when building your lineups, check the weather. That was something. Jotted down. Check the weather. That Raiders Cleveland game. I was all over that game in my DFS lineups. That was not the game to play.
You went heavy bone with it? Is that what you're saying?
Heavy bone?
Yeah, like Justin Timberlake when he says, go heavy bone with it, work your sexy out.
I do not know the Justin Timberlake reference you're referring.
Oh, okay. I mean, I thought that's what he said.
Heavy bone? Who knows what he says?
Right. I thought he was going heavy bone with it, work your sexy out. I thought that's how that song went, but maybe
heavy bone
with it. I don't know.
I mean, I get it. It makes sense going heavy bone.
Work your sex.
I went heavy bone. I went heavy bone in that game, and yeah,
the dog pound bit you, buddy, didn't it?
Yeah, I went heavy bone in that game, and it turned out I got AIDS going heavy bone in that game.
How many points did you score? Because I know I do.
I mean, I was like one of those guys in the 87s, like, yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, AIDS isn't even that bad anymore. It's something worse. Like it was like
dengue
syphilis, syphilis, late stage syphilis. Like it just jumped to my nose falling off.
Oh man, that's tough. I've never been there, so I can't claim to know what that's like. But
I mean, that game was weird, man. Did you see that Dan Carlson field goal where he just nails it and then it just went?
Yeah. Well, so it was interesting. I was on a podcast on Sunday, going for 2 podcasts. There's Gladys was on there, some other friends was on there, Detroit Beastie was on there, Chris, and Chris was talking about how he didn't think the weather was going to be a factor. And as he was saying that, a tree blew over in his yard, knocking out his power, disconnecting him from the broadcast. So his last words were basically, I don't think wind is going to be a factor in today's games. I think, boom, gone, out of the show. He was, I was just, and me and Gladys, and we were kicking it. It was great. But wind was a factor, Chris and everybody else. It was a big factor, actually. And
all over the East Coast games, like everywhere, like up and down the East Coast, there was weather was an element to everything.
Well, it was a banner day for me. I'm not going to lie. Toots likes to toot a little bit. These are my 3 call-out plays on going for 2. I went running back Zach Moss, cha-ching. 2 TDs. I called it on that show. You can go back and listen to it. I also called our guy Corey Davis in Tennessee. Got you 6, 128 and a TD. Got you almost 30 points. You're welcome. And then the third one, was the Miami D. Double TD, double interception, double fumble recovery. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Won me my $100. So all those were my calls. You're welcome. And Toots is going to retire for right now, for tonight. No more toots.
JJ air horn those bad boys. Those were good calls, man. Good
Thank
calls.
Yeah, it's little Zach
Duke was doing it. It was a fun slate of games this past weekend.
Snickers back there and there, yeah.
Yeah, I called Henry Ruggs as one of my people to start. You know how we've been talking about his hands on this podcast? Well, I guess he also has big feet, because I don't know if you saw that one in the end zone where he had a touchdown.
Yes.
And
his
big ass toe touched the line. I thought that was a touchdown.
It looked into me. I called that a challenge. I didn't challenge that. That's
like your cleat. Isn't your cleat part of your shoe? Like your cleat's gonna touch the grass.
Yes.
Like, I didn't get
touchdown. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
And Bo calls it too. It's a triple. Bo McBigtime chimes in. He said he was in. That's a triple from the Nimble team, the Fantasy Millionaire team. Yeah, I couldn't believe they didn't challenge that. He did get a touchdown.
I think they did challenge it.
Oh, they did? I didn't even see.
I was watching Red Zone, and Red Zone cut away. It seemed like there was going to be a challenge, and then it came back, and I saw that Daniel Carlson got a field goal. So I was like, oh, no.
Yeah. Well, let me just say this. I like the NFL Red Zone. I like the idea of I think I love the idea of the NFL Red Zone. I'm not trying to throw shade, but at one point, our guy, Mr. Hansen, had to fill the void because a broadcast went down, and it was not good. And then they went to a commercial, and then they cut back to a scoreboard, and they're like, "There's games going on right now," and they're talking about the games, and I'm like, it was like a minute. I'm getting antsy. I'm like standing up. London's like, "Dad, what's wrong?" I'm like, the red zone is not the red zone right now. It's not even a football game on. I'm like, what's going on? I gotta get
I get so frustrated all the time when I watch the red zone.
Sorry, I'm trying to rant. They're killing me.
I sit there and I'm just like, what are you doing? Stop showing the damn scoreboard. They love showing the scoreboard graphic.
Then all games that are on right now. Check this bad boy out for about a minute and a half. Like
stop showing the Jets when they're at the 30-yard line. No one cares. No one wants to see what's going on there.
Listen, we're diehards. I came out of the womb with a football in my hand. I threw it to that guy across the way. We've been doing this since we were like elementary school, like second grade, first grade shit, man. We're diehard fans. We love NFL. Come on, get your shit together, Red Zone.
I mean, Scott Hansen's play-by-play. Oh, wow. I mean, at the end of the day, it's grateful for the product, but I mean, you guys need to have some board meetings. Like, come on, man, there's got to be some ways to just upgrade. Like, you first of all, I want double box more. I freaking hate that they can't double box. Like, how come you double box sometimes and then they're like, oh, we're going to check out this play. Oh, no, we can't check out this play. What the hell is going on over there? Like, double box it up, dude.
Yeah, they can't because they're going back to the Jets game to show you a Sam Darnold 3rd and 9 that he gets sacked on. And, you're like, what did I miss? You missed something. And here's the thing, too. Let me talk about this, too. Another pet peeve. I didn't know we were taking everybody down today, but here's another person I want to take down. Sleeper. Can you not send me alerts before it happens in real time? I don't like that. I like watching it. It's a drama to me. Here's the thing. I don't watch dramas anymore. I don't watch election stuff because that shit's too much for me. So I like live sports. It's riveting. You don't know what's going to happen. There's money on the line for every play. It's incredible. And then Sleeper beats the broadcast every time. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh. And then I know it's going to happen. I don't like that.
Yeah, here's the thing. I started doing it last week. I am no longer now. I only made it through the first set of games.
Yeah,
but the move is to just keep your phone away. Yeah, then you can watch football and enjoy it. The moment you break the seal, you start just obsessing. You have to go through all your lineups and looking at stuff.
Yeah, it's bad.
But Sleeper, you'll forget. You're sitting down by your phone, thinking about not looking.
Yes.
And then the little Sleeper thing pops up. You're like, well, I am going to take a look. And yes, 7 seconds. You're like, oh, here comes the TD. So
yeah, it's annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I love seeing live sports, and so I talk to these guys, Bo and Mike. My strategy is I just put the phone away. I sit on my couch, and then my girls kind of come up, hug on me, whatever. We talk football, we talk whatever. I watch it, and then if our guys get up, we just do victory laps. We run around the couch, just going woo woo. So last week I was doing victory laps for Russell Wilson because Russell Wilson is the man. DK Metcalf, I never got to him. I couldn't get him in any league. People got him way before I could get him. They get him third round, fourth round. I could never get him. Man, if I had him in any stack, it'd be sick. But and then watching Devontae Adams catch touchdowns too is a thing I like to do. That voodoo that he do. And then I also had Robert Woods. So this Sunday for me was just victory lap after victory lap. I'm going to be 7-1 in our big money league. And man, I'm looking for that buy, bro. I'm trying to get the big money this year, win those thousands.
You could have easily had Dalvin Cook, Patrick Mahomes, and DK Metcalf in your starting lineup this past weekend, and just started them and probably beat your opponent.
Everybody, decimate your whole league. Yeah, like a tree down. I don't Beastie. Ooh, I love you, Beastie. I'm glad you got your power back, bro. I'm glad you're back in the comments, and you had some good takes before the power went out, and then I just had to run the table on those guys and just make people the money, let them know what those good picks were going to be. So I'm not going to do that this week, though. I'm not doing that. That was a hungover mess on Saturday night to Sunday morning. Fast hard finish went late into the evening. I made a bet with Bo big time. He's got new AirPods now, so that was a good bet from Bo.
Shout out to Bo. I'm about to re-up on his hot sauce this week. I'm gonna get me a 12-pack.
I got a whole case of that Blizzy.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it tomorrow.
It's hotter, it's redder, it's deeper, it's spicier, it's sassier. It's just Oh, look at my man Bo big time boasting about his Russ Lockett and Dalvin stack. Yeah, I like it. You guys are good. You're good people. All right. So where do you want
trades to get paid? Shall we jump in?
Trades to get paid. You got to
get paid.
Well, here's the thing. Right now, I'm hoping that if you're listening to the show, you have a few teams, at least a few, fingers in the game still. A few boys, horses you're running with, and I've got a few. I got a 1-6 team or 1-7 team. It's just the worst team ever, and then I got a 7-1 team, and then I got a Scott Fish team that's right in the hunt too. So I got some horses. You got a few horses. Let's talk about who you're looking to pick up in the trade game. Who's your first target? You want to do positional groups or just go your number one overall guy?
I got a quarterback I want to talk about, and then a couple running backs, couple wide receivers. So the quarterback that I want to trade is a quarterback that I want off my teams.
Oh, dump Lamar. Is that what we're looking to do?
Yeah.
Oh, at Lamar dump. Bloop, bloop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. In our home league, I went Michael Thomas, Lamar, DJ Moore, Mark Andrews, Raheem Mostert, DeAndre Swift.
Up and down.
It's a rough start. I mean,
my wife did ask why you're so terrible this year, and I said,
it's just bust. Yeah, I have a theory that if you nail your first 6 picks, you're probably going to win your league, and you're not going to win your league if you go 0 for 6.
Yeah, my first 6 were Devontae Adams, Austin Eckler, and then I went AJ Brown. Forget who I went after that, but Robert Woods. That's worked out well. Kareem Hunt and Russell Wilson. So it's been a good, except for Eckler who got hurt. It's been good.
First 6 picks theory, dude.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good theory. You're touting right there. Top 6 put you in the mix. Ooh, we're just hitting it off today, man. I like it.
I'm trying to get rid of. I think Lamar is still valuable right now.
Yeah.
And I would trade him for an RB2 or a wide receiver 2. I mean, I would.
What do you think about this? Bone Big Time gives a hypothetical in the chat. He says Lamar and Hollywood for Herbert and Michael Thomas. What do you think? Who's the better side?
Give me Herbert and Michael Thomas in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I think that's a great. I think if you have that, you pull the trigger right now.
Oh my gosh!
4 turnovers. We knew TD regression was coming. We knew, but I mean, who knew that turnover regression was going to just be such a layer on top of the TD regression? You know,
here's the thing, man.
That's terrible.
Here's the thing about Lamar. This is the difference. Besides his accuracy woes, he is not running the football this year the same way he was last year. I mean, he just seems to be a little bit more thoughtful and less reactionary, and he's, I guess, trying to develop into a more of a pocket passer, and he is not taking off when he should be taking off. I mean, he was a running back that was decent at playing quarterback. Now he is not decent at either. I mean, he's an average running back and an average quarterback. So I'm trying to get him off my teams. I have him in 2 leagues. I started Wentz over him, which turned out to be a mistake. But I don't care. And then I started Herbert over him. And so I'll take Herbert all day over him.
Let me ask you a question, good sir, because I'm in a league with you. Any interest in Matt Ryan now? Because that's available. Matt Ryan
For what?
I don't know. Wide receiver 3. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay.
You need a little something. I don't mind throwing some gristle out there for you.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll tell you.
You want to work out the trade now live on the show, or what do you want to do?
No. I'm just throwing something out there. We could talk behind the scenes.
Okay.
I'm always up. Matt Ryan is on there as a trade option for me. I know you need a steady quarterback who's going to be throwing the ball a lot, and their defense is not very good, so they're throwing the ball a lot.
I'd rather have Matt Ryan than Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe if you can trade him for somebody, and then we'll see what we can talk about. I'll tell you somebody who I am looking to pick up, and it is the aforementioned Zach Moss. If you could get him, I think he is just the truth. Singletary is just not going to be the guy. They drafted Zach Moss for a reason. You see what it is. I mean, he is he's good between the tackles, and he's good in the pile. There was a nice pile moving to both touchdowns. He had to get through men. And I like that about him. He's a man mover, and he doesn't stop moving his feet. He doesn't stop churning his legs. You can just see it. He's not a guy who goes down, and so he's a little tougher than Singletary, definitely down by the goal line. You saw 2 touchdowns. So that's a guy who I want going down the stretch. That team is going to have an offense that at any time can get the ball downfield. That just creates opportunity in the green zone, as they call it now, and the red zone, as they're
who cares about the red zone anymore?
Right. Green zone better than red zone. Right?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
That's a Millionaire consensus trade pick there. That was one of my 2 running backs. So
good. Oh, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Well, who's your other guy then? Since we can go back and forth now, who's your guy for running back?
Damian Harris.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're speaking my language, bro. That's my guy number 2.
Really?
Yeah, that's my guy.
Cool.
He's somebody we talked about earlier in the year. And I think Belichick's going to even more pound the rock now after Cam's fiasco. By the way, we'll talk about him later, but earlier in the season, I was talking to my guy, Denny Carter. He drafted Sonny Michel in a mock draft, and I drafted, Mr. Harrison. He said, what are you thinking? And I was like, man, Sonny ain't going to be a thing is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, he's done. And Harris is going to come up. And so, you can't always call shots, especially with Belichick, but that's just what I thought. Honestly, it's what I thought. It could be not true, but I do now think it is true. And I'm glad that I thought it. And I've got him on a few teams as well, stashed in the back, in the sleeper. And then in Bo McBig Times League, I've got him too. So, I believe in that. I believe in having him. So you've got him in our league. So I think that's a great pickup. That you've had him all year, by the way. But I think a great person to pick up now because he's not owned. He's not owned by everybody.
Yeah, he's just the best running back on that team, I think, and he finally is showing it. So I think what he did this last weekend equals Belichick giving him more opportunities, and I think he's going to be successful. So
You could get him and ride him to the end of the playoffs.
Yep.
I like that.
All right. You got any wide receivers? I got 2 on the same team.
Ooh, jump out with your wide receivers because I do have one, but
okay, I have 2 on the same team.
Ooh.
Try and take a guess. And they're not, they're gettable guys. Like you're not going to get DK Metcalf or Tyler.
No. Right. They're in the range of possibilities.
Right.
I'm thinking T. Higgins, maybe.
Mind meld.
Yeah.
T. Higgins and
maybe Tyler Boyd.
That's right. You got it.
Those are 2 of the guys I'd be trying to, swindle my bindle for.
We're mind melding. Hey,
listen, there's no show prep, guys, that involves us talking. Just we actually hadn't talked until about 9:15 or so. So and at that point it was just looking at each other's beards and talking boating because we're going out on the Chesapeake, on the Potomac.
Yeah. Boats and bros.
Boats and bros, man, coming to you live from the Potomac River Wednesday morning. I'll do some periscopes for sure. Nothing this elaborate, but no, I like that. Talk to me about why you're thinking both of those guys, either one of them, as a target for you.
This is why I'm suggesting them this week. They have a bye coming up, so it might be a good time if you have depth. Give up a player that a person could use.
I like that,
and see if you can get them.
Yeah. No, my man Bone Big Time says never Patriots running backs. Well, that's the guy you want to trade within your league. That guy who doesn't have faith in the Patriots.
That's the guy.
That's the
he probably doesn't have them in his leagues, but yes. A lot of people feel that way, and almost every year you have an RB2 that's a Patriots running back. So,
well, LeGarrette Blount won you a league one year when you got him in the 9th round, and all he did was get like 17 touchdowns. So, your theory does have a little bit of validity. It's just been hard to track which one he's going to go with, and Belichick doesn't like to reveal his hand. Speaking of that, here's somebody who you might be able to get. Try to get Jonathan Taylor. Because people might be frustrated right now at him. Like I have him and I'm 1-7. So go after that guy who's just like, man, I'm tired of this. This is garbage. Because that offense, there was 3 touchdowns scored by running backs and none of them was Jonathan Taylor. So I do think he comes back. I don't think every game is going to be like that. When he does actually come out. So maybe his value is depressed. You could sneak in and maybe swoop in and get somebody who maybe is desperate for a win and you get Taylor off of him, maybe not doing so well right now.
I like that. That's good.
Yeah. A little sneaky thought, if you're dealing with some emotional people. Oh, so much emotion.
All right. That's trades to get paid. Let's go into elevate, mitigate, eviscerate.
I have one guy too. Dallas Goedert. I talked about him before last week. Dallas Goedert. He's on the trade list last week. He got 2.1 catch for nothing. People might be like, he's first coming off an injury, but if they want to get off of him, find that guy, get him on your team. It's going to be targets. Even though they're coming from Carson Wentz, there's going to be targets. There just are. Their team's terrible. There's going to be targets. That's it.
Elevate, mitigate, eviscerate.
Well, I have one callback. Cam didn't do too terrible. Not too terrible. Last week we said eviscerate him. He was in the top 15. Not the best, not the worst. Well, is he salvageable now? After that fumble, what do you think is his outlook? I just wanted to know from last week as a kind of mini callback before we get into our guys.
Okay. I don't want him on my teams. He's not somebody that I would I mean, it would be a bleak if that's who I had to stream, because he's still, and I like Cam, and I'm rooting for Cam. I think he's handled the way he's been performing over the last few weeks with a lot of grace. I think he's had humility, and I was bummed when he fumbled the ball. But what I'm seeing is just a lot of errant throws, and what is the cause of that? It's I think COVID affects your brain. There you lose your sense of smell. I mean, he's been a different quarterback post-COVID. Post-COVID, he's been 100% different.
Yeah.
He just looks different.
Yeah.
I don't want him. So
he's on your FUBU list.
Yeah.
Yeah, drop him quickly off your list or trade him away. Get something value for him. All right, this is a quick call. All right, who is somebody you want to start with? Elevate or you want to start with mitigate?
Elevate, mitigate, eviscerate.
Let's do. All right, let's rock it out.
Mitigate, eviscerate it's just at this point, you kind of know those things. But
well, I mean, I'll shut my mouth until I get there. But yeah,
okay, I have people in those categories, but the people that you want to know, who are we elevating? Week 9. So we've transitioned now. We are no longer talking seasonally. We're talking for week 9. These are people that we like for week 9. So I'll start with wide receiver. This is kind of cheating because everyone who has this guy is going to start him. But I have 2 guys at wide receiver that I'm going to advocate for. So this is, it's a little outside the realm. We're trying to give you fringe guys, but I'm saying Tyler Lockett.
Oh, that's like a slam dunk. How can you even say that?
Well, here's the thing. First of all, he didn't have that great a game this past week. So the formula, the simple formula is DK 1 week, Tyler Metcalf the next week. So it's Tyler's turn. But
Tyler's turn.
This is the reason why he's facing the Buffalo Bills, and Teron Johnson is the slot corner for Buffalo. He's giving up the most receptions, yards, and he is 3rd in yards after contact. So he's not good at any of those things. He can't tackle. He can't. He's the worst. He's the worst slot corner in the league.
I like that. That's
and
really
Tyler
good.
Lockett's playing him.
Yeah.
So that's a DFS kind of pick as well. I'm loading up this weekend on Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, I like that. For me, somebody who I have mitigated and even eviscerated, and maybe too soon. I don't know if that's just the way it's going to be, but Mecole Hardman came out last week and did what we thought he was going to do, and then he never did. And so I feel like Mecole's somebody who maybe he's not available, or maybe he is available. Maybe he's just somebody you want to try to grab onto this week in DFS. He goes up against the Panthers. I feel like that game is going to be a little bit more high scoring. I don't know if the Vegas line has been out on that one, but I bet you that one is one of the top 3 or 4 games for sure. The Carolina Panthers defense gives up, but they like to throw the ball, and they got some guys who can run as well. So I feel like that matchup could be a really good game. I have not checked the weather, to be honest. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Weather.
Check the weather. Check it out before, or if our country isn't around.
Get your potable water.
Right.
Get your ammo.
Get all this stuff you need. Get your guns.
Don't forget about those things. Make sure you can turn water into your creek into drinkable water.
Right. We have something called a Berkey. And they advertise it by taking it to a stream and saying you can put stream water in it. So we can just carry that. We got 2 of them. So one's a big one that we use, and the one's a travel one we take to the hospital. So we'll bring them both. It'll be nice. Hopefully we don't have to do that, though. Hopefully we all maintain our cool. We act like we've been here before. We vote responsibly. 100 million people have already voted. That is insane.
Wow.
That's me. I voted. I have voted.
Election night eve. If the Civil War takes place tomorrow, I'm not in a really good position. I'm gunless. I'm Berkeyless. Yeah. And I got like a week's worth of food. So I could come over to your house and borrow your Berkey, though, right? We can
share. Share.
Okay. That
sounds great.
I feel a lot of sharing going on.
Sharing is caring. No.
All right. Yeah. Mecole Hardman. I have another wide receiver.
All right.
Now this more fits the profile of what we're doing. Fringe guys we're advocating for. I think a lot of people are not going to. They're going to kind of have a wait and see on Mr. Crazy Eyes Antonio Brown himself.
Oh yeah,
I'm saying drop him in.
Put him in. Go Crazy Eyes.
Yep. Drop him in week 9. He's facing not a good corner. They're playing New Orleans. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, 6 in yards given up, 2nd in yak, 2nd in receptions. So it's another bad corner. And if you're watching this game tonight, throwing the ball to Mickens a bunch. I mean, I've been hearing I've been hearing really good things about Antonio Brown in camp. I mean, you heard really good things in the Raiders camp. Like he said, he hasn't lost anything. He's going to come right in and still be Antonio Brown. And I can see Tom Brady wanting to get him to be a part of this offense right away. You know, with the Godwin situation, I don't see why he's not going to come in and potentially be a wide receiver 2 on your team. So,
yeah, no, I like it. It's a ballsy callsy, you know,
ballsy.
You see it today and they need somebody, you know, it's not great. And the line sucks and Tom Brady's getting pushed around. You know, so I'll tell you somebody who, you know, it's obvious, but Kenny Galladay is not going to be playing this week. So Marvin Jones, I believe, had 2 touchdowns last week, was the wide receiver 1 on that team. You want to play Marvin Jones this week against the Vikings defense. That you saw what they did to Devontae Adams as a number 1. There's not an equatable quarterback situation there, but I think Matt Patricia will exploit Marvin Jones in that matchup. And I think that's a good play, knowing that Kenny Galladay will come back the next week, but you might be able to catch lightning in a bottle this week. Marvin Jones, kind of elevate him on your redraft, or also in DFS. It could be a little sneaky play. I haven't seen the prices yet. I don't know if they know Galladay is going to be out. They price him up, or if it just is going to be lower. We'll see.
Okay. All right. I got a running back for you. I am advocating that you now insert Justin Jackson into your lineup.
I like that. Talk to me about what do you see in that?
So they got Las Vegas. Las Vegas is horrible against the run. They can't defend it. And it looks like, you know, 4th round pick Joshua Kelly is here's the thing.
He's being mitigated a little bit.
Yes, he's a mitigate for me.
He's a mitigator for me.
Yes. You know, I thought Justin Jackson looked really good last year. I mean, whenever he got opportunity, whenever he got touches, he's a really good running back. And you know, Austin Eckler looks like he's going to be out for at least another few weeks too. But this matchup, I think, is a good matchup for him. So I'm doing some Justin Jackson this week.
No, I like it. I think it's a good play. Definitely. And here's somebody you got to watch the backfield. You know, Seattle DJ Dallas was just getting the, tied for 3rd in most fantasy points, so, he's in the 22, 23 point range, depending on what you're up to and how your bonus structures work and stuff. So, I mean, monitor this week to see what's going on. Chris Carson, he's not even going to get on the field until Friday. So that's when he's testing his foot. And, that was a good little sneaky pickup if you got him last week. So see what happens with him this week. If he's available, he might be somebody you want to stash and grab, because those guys can't stay healthy in Seattle. And he's a young rookie who's not hurt. I mean, that's the key. He can actually do stuff. So,
he's got a badass name too. His name's it's not David Johnson. His name, it's not like DJ is short,
right. They spell it out, so you have to say it.
DJ. Yeah, his name is DJ.
What's the birth certificate, Ram?
Yeah.
DJ.
I love it.
No, I'm in.
Yeah.
And I have him on a few of my dynasty teams, which just makes me look a little good, a little tiny bit, just a bit. Yeah, I like that. Tight end wise, anybody that's fitting into your elevate, mitigate, eviscerate, tight ends are like chasing the wind.
I know.
They come and go. I tweeted out something the other day about the top DraftKings scores, a tight end position, and it's a new person every week. Except now we have the first repeat, and that is Travis Kelce, who with Kittle, the news that Kittle is down becomes just the best fantasy value you have in that position over everybody else. So,
it's hit or miss. Last week I advocated for Jimmy Graham. He had 7 targets.
Nice.
2 receptions, 13 yards. So
Not so great. Yeah,
that's great. He was dropping balls, just played like trash. So
yeah.
This week I have he has a great matchup, and he's a fringe guy that I think people get nervous about. But if I have Eric Ebron, I'm going to insert Eric Ebron into my lineup for week 9. They're playing the good old Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
So
the good old sieve that is.
Yes, right. The Swiss cheese, stupid, horrible Dallas Cowboys. They are basically bottom tier in everything, which includes defending against the tight end. So, yeah, why not? He's had, in the last 2 games, he's had 10 receptions, 98 yards, and a TD over the course of the last 2 games. So, and he was somebody that we were advocating as a late round draft pick preseason, because the Steelers always use their tight ends, and he's a first round draft pick tight end, and he's getting more and more looks. So I think that trend continues.
I like it. I'm just gonna always say, start Hockenhaus, because that's just, I always want to say that name. And the story behind that is one day, I think in the first game of the season, second game of the season, it was the first one, my wife said, "I'm not starting TJ Hockenhaus today." And I said, "I know, nobody is." and she's like, "Yeah, nobody is." And she thought his name was TJ Hockenhaus and not Hockenson. And so, you know what? I would start him every week, honestly. But I just like him with Golladay out. I think it just brings him up. I think it puts him in the top tier of tight end this week.
Yeah, I'm with you, bro. He has lived up to the billing.
I've got him.
Yeah, me too. I have him in multiple leagues. So
yeah. House, baby.
Tell me who you want to who do you want to elevate at quarterback? It's that's always sort of a tricky one. Do you have anybody? I have a sneaky call if you don't.
Yeah, I mean, the Vikings and Lions game could be a little bit of a shoot, but I don't trust Kirk Cousins. He threw 3 interceptions in a row. I mean, that was just, god awful kind of trash.
Yeah.
Trash. So, I can't do that. I mean, I think, if you're not starting Big Ben, I think we mitigated Big Ben before. He might be somebody, said Dallas Cowboys, that you fire up Big Ben. That's a quarterback I'm going to do it.
I like that. He was probably the person I was choosing between. I got a controversial one based on his performance last week. I like Tua. How do you say it? Tungalova? Is that
Tagovailoa?
Tungi?
Tua Tagovailoa. I think it's Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, I know that's how you spell it, but don't you always hear him say tongue?
I don't. I'm a little hard of hearing in real life, so
Maryland got his younger brother, so I've just been hearing that name more, because we're in this area. He played good. He played horrible his first game, and then he balled out, beat Minnesota. But it sounds like they're saying tongue to me, Tungalova. So, but it is spelled Tagovailoa, or I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But Tua, I like Tua. He didn't have to do much in his first start, but he threw a great ball to Devontae Parker for a TD.
Great ball.
The defense won that game, so he just game managed. They built up his they're building up his confidence, just getting him out there. But he threw a really nice ball. Here's the thing: they're playing the Cardinals, and the Cardinals games are typically shootouts with 40 or more points scored in every game so far this season. The lowest scored game was versus the Jets, and they scored 40 points in that game. That's because the Jets put up 10 points. So
I remember that game. Terrible.
Yeah. The Dolphins are 4-3, so they're right in the mix with the Ravens and Colts at 5-2, Las Vegas at 4-3, and the Browns at 5-3. I expect him to have a pretty decent game. I think the game script will lend itself to that. So,
yeah, Yeah, no, I agree. And I think I forgot to also mention, if you can get Gaskins, he is the guy there. He is just getting all the touches. You want to get your hands on little Gaskins.
Yeah.
That's something I would continue to. I don't think he's downgraded. I think he might be upgraded a little bit because of the situation. I like him, and he's a good play this week. He always is.
So. Yeah. Gaskins he's established himself. He's who I should have drafted when I drafted Matt Breida. So
yeah.
He's solid RB2.
Yep, super. So we eviscerating anybody? Guy by fire.
Also, the defenses of note this week.
Oh yeah,
Patriots versus the Jets, Giants versus Washington football team.
Oh yeah, the football
and Steelers versus Dallas. So of course you're starting the Steelers. I mean, you're lucky if you have them.
Yeah,
I'll take the Giants or the Washington football team. Either of those defenses look good to me.
Yeah,
and give me the Patriots versus the Jets. So
I like that. I'm gonna be a little wild. I'm gonna go the Colts against the Ravens. Still, the Colts are just doing a really good job as a defense.
Yeah,
and Lamar turns the ball over, and so Lamar. I know he's gonna bounce back. He's probably gonna be better, but I mean that defense is. They took one to the house on our boy Matt Stafford last week. It was just a nice little robbery, a nice little robbery. So yeah, I'm not a huge Rivers guy, and he goes out and drops like 4 touchdowns. So he got me Rivers. Yeah, one game, Rivers.
All right, well, let's do some mitigators. These are my mitigators. The Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I was going to do the whole team except Michael Gallup. Trade for him because we dropped him last week.
I don't want anybody. I don't want the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott has scored more points in his last quarter than they've scored in all their games since.
Oh man,
did you hear that?
That's the worst.
In the last quarter, Dak Prescott played in. He scored more points than their team has scored since in that one quarter.
This is a stat from I'm gonna try to say his name the best. It is Paul Hebekids. It's like Hemby Kids. I don't know. He says he's a verified check mark on Twitter. He says in 3 games without Dak Prescott, the Cowboys have scored 1 TD on 32 drives. And here are the drives. Punt, turnover, punt, field goal, turnover, miss field goal, turnover, end of game. Okay, here's another start to a game. I think this was maybe the Washington football team game. Safety, field goal, turnover on downs, punt, turnover, punt. Next game. That's the end of the game. Oh, no, just keep going. Field goal, turnover, punt, field goal, miss field goal, turnover downs, turnover, safety, end of game. That's terrible. Oh, burn Dallas down, man. Oh,
yeah. Who's their quarterback? Danny Bonaducci. What's his name?
No, I think it's like Ben DiNucci.
DiNucci from JMU.
Hey, how you doing? Remember me? I'm Ben DiNucci.
Yeah.
Forget about it, man.
Yeah. Breaking Bonaducci.
Well, yeah, the breaking of the I like watching Jerry just pace in his booth. That's I don't want to watch the game footage. I want to see the upset owner footage. That's what gets me all excited because that guy, whew, man, him and Dan Snyder are just both bad guys. There's just a bunch of bad guys in the NFL,
So what happens if there's 2 teams at 1-15? How's that going to work? Because I bet you the Jets win 1 game.
Yeah.
And I don't think Dallas wins another game.
I don't know. I think it's strength of schedule after it's head-to-head. If there's not a head-to-head, you look at points scored. I don't know. Point score differential. That'd be a good thing to look at.
They look like they might get Trevor Lawrence to me. So,
well, the Jets are pushing hard, man. They've got no wins.
Yeah, I know, but I'll bet you they get a win. Like they've played teams tough a couple times. You know what I mean? Like the Cowboys have no shot. Like I bet you the Jets get at least 1 win.
Yeah, you're probably correct. Yeah, you're probably not off.
I mean, you just read the game script of their last 32 drives. I mean, how are they going to score? Once they get Danny Bonaducci out of there, I mean, maybe it's a little bit better, but I don't think it's going to be that much better. To be honest, we already saw what it was like with Andy Dalton. It sucked.
Yeah, let's bring Cap back, guys. Come on. You don't
They
think
would suck
Cap,
anyway. You need a mobile quarterback with the way that offensive line is.
Cap is mobile, man. Cap could run and just get running around.
I don't know, man. His last few years, you're right. He's better. He's actually.
Come on, they're better than Colin Kaepernick right now. Is way better than Danny Bonaducci, man. Come on,
You're better than Danny Bonaducci, but is he better than Andy Dalton? I don't know.
I don't know, but I mean, better than Bonaducci.
Yeah, he's better than Bonaducci
and Carson Wentz.
No, I think if Carson, Carson Wentz would probably be decent. I think they would win a few games if they had Carson Wentz. I mean, because he's mobile. They have the weapons. They just don't have the offensive line. So if you have a quarterback that can just move a little bit,
Bonaducci's not winning any moving contests.
I mean, he's just he's a third string quarterback. That's what he is. He's lucky to be in the league.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, Bonaducci. Yeah. Now, well, I have CD Lamb. He's mitigated. What do you think about Deontay Johnson getting just dust? He was just totally dusty.
The
Ravens, they got a really good defensive group, so it's not undersell that. But they went to Juju all day on Humphreys. That's interesting. That was interesting, and they were successful.
Yeah. He was leading the team in targets when he was on the field. Reactionary. I have him in. I started him in 2 leagues last week. I'm going to mitigate him. I'm not going to start him next week. So I don't know though. They are playing the Cowboys, so
it's hard against the Cowboys. I think I'm gonna keep him in my lineup to see what happens. I also in the league I have him in. I do have a little bit more of a window, being 7-1. I can kind of be more risky and take that gamble. So. It just kind of depends.
I might start. I'll probably. Here's what it'll be. I'll probably start him in one league and probably sit him in another league. So
okay, mitigate that. I got a question for you about my team name. I'm really a real guy who goes with the flow. Don't you know how I always shift with the wind? So I've changed my team mid season. It happens, right? And my team's doing well. But my team's name right now is CDs TDs. And that's just not happening anymore. I guess it's over. The name, it just doesn't fit. What do you think about me actually changing my team name to Deontay My Johnson? Because I do have Deontay Johnson on my team. And it's my name on another league as well. So it would be only copyright infringement on my
CDs, TDs. I think
I know, but he's out. I'm not going to start him anymore.
Yeah.
It's not even like CDs, TDs is a great name. But he died with Dak, I think.
But you already have Deontay. See, I'm in that league where you have Deontay. Then I have to see. I like the variants. I don't want to see the same name in 2 leagues. All right. Well, you got to come up with something else. If you're going to change it,
I need some chat people. Let's get in here in the chat. I watch Osmo and other things. This is what they do all day on Osmo. This is a short Osmo commercial, right? This is how they go. They go like this. They go, "Hey guys, bang that chat. There's 2,500 people in here. We can get 10% people here just to say they like it, man. That's just so we get more likes than someone else. It's so great." And I understand that's how YouTube works, but that's all I hear. And then I'll hear you should start Dalvin Cook. You pay up, but
all 30 of our subscribers bang that like button, dude.
Yeah. Hey, bang that like button. Bang that like button.
Bang it out. All 30 of you guys, bang it out.
Right, what you doing in the chat? It's blowing up. No one's jumping. Here's the real question. I'm not. I'm out on CDs TDs, so I won't change it to that. I will come up with an original name,
something else,
Russell's Unlimited or something. I don't know.
Yeah, man, I'd get Oliver Russell as my name. Yeah. That's what I would do.
Yeah, unlimited TDs or something. I don't know.
He's right. Who do you want to eviscerate?
Well, I'm not going to because I like CD Lamb, but he's just somebody who I don't know if you can play him and trust him. I just don't know. I'm probably not going to eviscerate him, but I'm looking for an injury, before I can I know I can start him in that wide receiver core. I think you can't play him at all. So he might be considerable now. We'll see what happens. I mean, that's the thing. I want to win. I'm not thinking about what happened at the beginning of the year. If you're going into week 9, you've got week 9 to 16. You've got the next 7 weeks to win. That's the goal. You got to get the best 7 weeks. That's how you got to get on that. So, yeah, I don't know. CeeDee Lamb might not be a part of that for the rest of the year. We'll see how long DiNucci is around for.
Here's who I want to eviscerate: Mike McCarthy. I want to eviscerate Mike McCarthy. I want to eviscerate every Dallas Cowboy. I would if I had CeeDee Lamb and I had a shot to get Zach Moss, I would do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree. Yep, get rid of him. Yeah, no, totally. He's not worth it at all.
Yeah,
no, yeah. Anybody else you just want to eviscerate after a poor performance over the weekend? Just tired of them and their Jonnu Smith. You want to get rid of Jonnu Smith?
No. That's the thing. Everybody, it's like, I mean, you know, you already know. Yeah, the people you know. I mean, it's just the only people that are a hot topic for the segment this week. It's just the Cowboys because.
What about Mike Gesicki? After 0, he got 1.8. You trust Mike Gesicki anymore?
Yeah, that's a good one. I'd toss him in. I'd toss him in the dumpster heap. See if I could get Jared Cook or somebody like that if he's out there. Yeah.
I like a Jared Cook play.
Yeah,
I undersold him this week. I didn't think he'd be good. Trey Burton, if he's around, get that guy somehow. You know, he's been consistent as well. Even Jack Doyle got a little gristle this week. So,
yeah,
old white man TD. Shout out whenever they get one.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, you want to do our waiver wire picks? So for me, I said Jared Cook. That would be my tight end. Zach Moss, Damian Harris, if they're available for running backs. And then I got one wide receiver. I'd go ahead and throw a dart and get Darnell Mooney for the Bears.
He's got some wheels.
Yeah, he does, man. He does. It doesn't look like Anthony Miller is going to be the wide receiver too.
He's eviscerate, by the way.
Yeah. I would, if I had Anthony Miller, if you still have him, you get rid of him and get Darnell Mooney. So those are my waiver wire ads. Who you got?
Well, it might be Mike Williams might be around in some of your leagues because he was hurt. If Mike Williams is around, grab him up. I think he's somebody who, kind of just vaults up in value. That was just one of the first things that came to mind. Also, you can look. I don't know if our boy Sammy the Lizard King Watkins, to coin a phrase from the fantasy footballers, is coming back. But Demarcus Robinson, dude, he got a touchdown. So that offense is just kind of strong. So I would get one of those wide receivers if you could. I don't know if you want to target Cam's wide receivers, but Jacoby Myers wasn't terrible. In the game too. If you're really strapped for a wide receiver, you could. That's kind of like bottom of the barrel. I wouldn't do it. I don't need to do it, but you might have to right now.
Yeah, if Brandon Ayuk's available too, that's another guy. But
yeah, Ayuk, I love him. Yeah, any eviscerate candidates, or we just want to just roll into
Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys. That's
get rid of them, burn them up. Well, you know what? This game has just not been 15 to 14 to.
Giants just took the lead, 17-15 off a field goal.
No, field goal, man.
And they got a nail biter going.
Oh man, this is just. I haven't checked my DFS. Let's go back to the magic wheel. What are we at right now? Big money, big money, big money. I'm at 50 cents down. Going nothing. Oh man. Yeah, it's one of those nights, man. What are you gonna do? Nothing coming in on the big money. I was up $32. My guy Chase the other day was up a couple grand, like 10 grand, and it went bad. And he lost it, and I think he won $1. You never know with DFS, man. It is come and go. Speaking of coming and going, Well, you want to talk about what happened in Tampa Bay Watch this week, because that's kind of coming and going.
Well, I mean, you saw Cam Newton come back, play pretty decently at times, and put his team in an opportunity to keep this segment relevant.
Right.
If they had won that game, New England Baywatch would
Have a heartbeat.
be alive. Yeah. But they're out, man. They're not going to make the playoffs. You know, like they needed to win that game, a divisional matchup. So it was sad. It was sad. We love our New England Baywatch segment. It's really just Baywatch now. So
yeah, and they're losing to the Giants, so the Bay is tilting.
Yeah, they'll win this game. There's no way they're going to lose this game, but we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see if they're really somebody to be feared. They lost to the Bears. You know, they have those little hiccups that you see. They lost to the Saints. So, you know, those are teams.
Yeah, those are both, you know, decent teams. So losing to the Giants would be, you know, all they need is a field goal and they're in the lead. So,
yeah. No, yeah. My man Bowden Big Time says, don't fade Gronk. No, I don't fade the Gronks. I've got Gronks. I like that guy. Gronk Spike. One of my favorite things he did was over the last year when he was off. I've told the story or not, but he had a Lego head of Steve Harvey that was made for the end of the year, beginning of the New Year segment on, you know, like New Year's Rockin' Eve kind of thing, whatever. And Gronk went over, and Steve Harvey was holding the mic, and he's like, hold my mic. And he gives him the mic. He's like, what are you doing? You know, Steve Harvey, just his mouth open. Like, what are you doing? He takes the bust of Steve Harvey's Lego head that they had made. They spent hours making it look just like him. He was going to take it home to his family. Gronk takes it, and Gronk has like a leather helmet on, like a Notre Dame old football player from like 1930s or something. He takes that thing, and Steve Harvey just stares at him. It's like, what are you doing? He waddles over, and he goes, Gronk Spike! He throws it on the ground, shatters into a million pieces. And then Steve Harvey just gets so angry. He just looks at him, his mouth drops open, and he's just like, I don't know if he cussed, but he came real close. Like, he was like, what is wrong with you? You're like the dumbest person I've ever met. So I'm like, Gronk's like dancing around like, doo, doo, doo. So I love Gronk, man. I'm never going to fade that guy. That's my guy, you know? So yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. You know how the Bay Watch goes, but I like Tampa Bay this year. I think they're going to go into the playoffs and be a contender. So, but it's no longer New England.
You know, let's do this. Let's talk about. We can upgrade to this. I think the segment should be more. The watch should be what you should be watching, and so I mean, you should watch Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Josh Allen. That's, you know, it should just be the watch section. I mean, you always want to watch Russell Wilson. Aaron Rodgers is in that watch group as well. There's just a bunch of quarterbacks that are in that elite tier that each week they pop off, but most of the time it's Russ. So that's kind of what you want to be watching for each week, is the MVP race, really. Who's the best player in fantasy football? Who's going to get you the most points in fantasy?
Saints, I think, are going to be a tough team too, man. Once they get Michael Thomas back, I mean, they're just going to have a huge weapon. So,
I like it. I do. So what do you see in this game? It's about to be, you know, we're rolling into the fourth quarter here. What's your prediction on this? They're going to come back. They're going to win this by a touchdown, by a field goal. How's it going to end up, Mike? Call your shot, brah.
I mean, they win the game. They win the game. I'll bet you they get another touchdown. So, yeah, they got a whole quarter to do it. Yeah. That's my call. Tampa wins the game, take the lead in the fourth quarter, and never relinquish it.
I like that. That's a good call. Right now I'm hoping that they score as many points as they can, because I want I want this. I want the Giants to have to score points. So I want Tampa to score, and then I want the Giants to score, Tampa to score, Giants to score. Because my guy, I'm playing Fish, who's the champ in our big money league, and for the most points, he's up 10 more points on me this week. So his defense is Tampa Bay. So I need Tampa Bay to, not do so great, give up some more points. That's what I need. So we'll see. That's what I'm hoping. So I hope I get a little bit of points for me.
Rooting against Tampa Bay's defense. I'm playing against them tonight in the league too.
Rooting against them together. Yeah.
Trace tweets.
Yeah. Let's do Trace tweets. Si, senor.
Trace tweets.
Let me figure out how to board op because I've got a few things. I got the game running and I want to make sure I don't cut to that screen. Infringement, all those kinds of things. I try to keep it clean. Keep it clean. Yeah. Keep it clean. That's how you do it. Got to keep it clean. Don't want anyone suing me for anything that I've done on here. So let me just figure this out in a safe, professional way because I want to be employed one day. That's just kind of how I see it.
Yeah, YouTube will get you. So
I'm not trying to do any type of nefarious.
All right, there's mine right there. Super 70 Sports.
Let me get this guy nice and big.
Yeah, get it nice and big.
Can you see the screen nice and big?
No, click on there. Yeah, there. That's good.
All right, talk about it.
I just wanted to know, do you remember when these brothers became famous just for being a couple of great fat bastards? Do you remember those guys?
No.
You don't?
No.
I just wanted to see if you remember. I do. I remember them.
You do.
If you were a little kid and you read the Guinness Book of World Records like I did, there were certain things. I don't remember anything of what I read. You'd have to send me something. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, yeah. I remember the picture. They were the fattest twins in the world. That's what they were known for. That's what they hold the record for. The fattest twins in the world. And look at them. They ride their bikes together like they don't care. They look at those pants. Look at those cool
There's
pants.
Another picture of them here. Holy moly.
Yeah, is that them? How'd you get that? Where did that come from?
It was underneath the...
okay. I didn't even see that. Holy moly. Jeez.
That's my tweet. Check my tweet out, Mike. My tweet is the other fattest twins. Check these guys. Those guys are huge. Holy shit. How tough is that?
They were like 800 pounds or something like that, bro. Each one of them.
Holy moly. How long did they live?
Oh, I don't know. Probably like 43.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think they lived that long.
Oh man.
Not long.
Oh man.
But boy did they live. They packed a ton of life into whatever,
How many Miller Lights could those guys drink?
I just love that bike pick because like they found bikes that could somehow support their big fat asses, and they actually rode those MFers around town like that. Like they were just like, hey, you want to go ride bikes today?
Hey, Kevin, you want to go?
Hey, you know what? Let's make a day out of this. Let's get our bikes. Let's go for a bike ride. Like, what the F? Like, you're supposed to be a shut-in. Like, what are you doing? You're supposed to get craned out of your bed, not these guys. No. These guys are like, I'm going to go live my life. I don't know where they're at. That looks like they're in like Akron or some weird town. They're like, hey, let's go ride around Akron.
Let's go get some Kentucky Fried Chicken. We can wedge it.
Let's get some biscuits. Yeah.
They went to go eat somewhere. I mean,
I can't believe you don't remember these guys. All you had to do was read the Guinness Book of World Records when you were our age.
I didn't believe in science. I was part of a cult.
Oh, man.
I remember when I found the naked pictures of Adam and Eve in the little picture book that they had. And they were like, they said I was bad for even finding them. So, we didn't get to have cool stuff like the Guinness Book of World Records. Yeah.
Oh, man. These guys were definitely like one of the coolest things in that book. I just remember looking at them like, man, look at those fat bastards.
Those guys are very, very cool. I agree with you. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna. Oh man, I'm just overwhelmed. That's so funny. Now I gotta actually find you in here. Okay, I'm pulling up mine.
Okay.
And so mine is. Can I show another YouTube on here or no?
I don't know. I've been a little nervous. You know what, bro? I'd say right now, just based on what we're doing, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But in the future, we might have to be a little bit more careful. But I mean,
well, let's not then, because you know what? If anybody does find our work, I want to make sure it's equitable and nothing has to get pulled. Because you know what? I mean, that's the cross we bear. Let me go back and see if there's anything in here that I can share with you that I wanted to do. Well, here's our guy again. You'll like this.
I want to thank my teammates. Number one, baby, we did it. Does COVID make you gain a lot of weight, or is it just me? Yeah, I peed on the stick, but the results didn't come back till mid-game. Said right there on the test, POS. Hell, I'm superstitious now. I won't even get on the field without COVID. I may be asymptomatic for COVID, but you know what I'm not asymptomatic for? Winning, baby. Number one. Pass me the trophy, fellas. I want to cough on it. This one's for you, COVID. I don't see what the big deal is. I quarantined for 2 innings. I know Dr. Fuji says 14 innings, but I'm not going to trust a guy that can't even throw out a first pitch. COVID-19 corner pocket. Hey, let me spit on the Gatorade before we dump it on Coach. We were celebrating all night, too. Cigars, dancing, coughing on each other's kids. I mean, you couldn't tell where the champagne stopped and the spittle started. Ki! And who cares anyway? We got the whole off season to get better. Just put some hydroxychloroquine in your monster and go back to practice. I didn't wear a mask for the picture. The beard filters most of it out anyway. I'll see you at the parade.
So that was a guy making fun of this guy right here who thought it would be cool to not wear a mask and not, he has COVID right here in the picture. He actually has COVID.
Yeah, I didn't even know who that guy was, but
yeah, he was imitating this guy here, the World Series champion.
Who cares about baseball?
Oh man, it's just so crazy though that this is a picture that I made. I made this GIF, and it's terrible. It's a terrible GIF, but it gets good for 1 second. That's the only thing I had in there that was not from YouTube. So you crushed on 3 tweets. What's your third tweet?
Scott, Maryland Mud Flap.
Got it. Let's throw this up here. I do love the mud flap. Read it up for us.
There's a lot of heaviness right now, a lot of pressure. A lot of people feel fearful, and anxious and off kilter. Release some of that steam by pouring a stiff drink and opening Venmo and liking and commenting, "Wow, really?" on every public transaction, friends and strangers. That's an awesome. He's so funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? 3 question marks. That is hilarious.
Wow. Really?
Wow.
I mean, he could just destroy Venmo with that move. Like, I mean, you really, like, you could just get involved in. It's such a weird thing, Venmo. It just shows you what everyone's doing. Mm-hmm. You can see what all your friends are doing, and you can make little comments. It's so weird.
Yeah. That is so weird. Well, speaking of so weird, I'm so weird. You're so weird. We're all so weird. Bo's here. He's so weird. Thanks for sticking around, everybody. And by that, I mean Bo. Appreciate you, brother. And I am Scott Simpson. You can find me at Nimble W Numbers. You can also find me at FF Fantasy or FF Millionaires on Twitter. And then the FantasyMillionaires.com, where our podcast is found. You can also find me on NimbleWNumbers.com and my guy Bo McBigtime, who writes for me. We've been crushing it over there, man. Last week we had over 1,000 views and a bunch of visitors. So thank you guys. You guys are just pouring out for Nimble W Numbers. Just honored, like super, super duper honored. We're getting there with our DFS. We're going to take over the world slowly, and surely. And when you do, buy some of Bo's Hot Box. You can get that at hotboxbatch.com. Get as many boxes as you can. 12 is a perfect number. Comes in a great. I got 12. That's perfect. So
I'm getting 12 tomorrow.
that's what you should do, brother. All right. Anybody you want to plug, Mike?
The Fantasy Millionaires. Pretty soon I'm looking into getting some merch. So details forthcoming on that. And there will be some t-shirts available hopefully in the coming weeks. So I'll let you stay tuned for that. And yeah, man.
Time for Christmas.
Yeah. We'll be back here Monday night, week 9, as always. So tune in next week.
Yeah. Hot Box has got merch too. Global Viridian, I think it is. Yeah. Bo's gonna get some merch. I'm gonna get some of his merch. He's got.
Wait till you see the t-shirt. It's so tight. You're gonna love it, bro.
I can't wait, bro. I'm so excited. All right. Well, we love you guys. Thanks for checking us out. We will see you next time over here at the Fantasy Millionaires.
Peace.